Okay, so this is WWEcritic1 again with my second video recapping SmackDown for April 5th. Okay, nothing much to say about this one, but there's really never much to say about SmackDown anyways. Most people enjoy Raw, a lot of people, sometimes myself, don't really even watch SmackDown. Alright, so the show starts off with Ryback. Has a squash match with Epico and Primo. Apparently Rosa Mendes is back, who I still think should actually stop just dancing around and actually get into the ring and wrestle for once. I mean, she's a competent diva who can wrestle, and the company needs divas, so why isn't she wrestling? It's matches like this that make me think that Ryback is going to win. Again, I think Mark Henry deserves to win completely. But Ryback, for whatever reason, I'll admit he has pretty good theme music, but as a character he's just stale. I have no clue why people enjoy him so much. Okay, over at Axis you had JBL and Michael Cole informing you of some stuff. Apparently there was 10 simultaneous autograph signs going on at the same time throughout it. They showed Vince McMahon's office. He had like silk cotton robes or whatever. Apparently he has a massage table. And if you saw his desk, it has his chair, and on the other side there's nothing. Apparently JBL thinks that you either sit there or you kneel before the Lord and Master of the WWE. Unless you're like Jericho, who, when he wants to go into a Swansea, just goes in there to tell him what he's going to do, and if he doesn't like it, tough. I mean, Jericho is actually one of the only people that can go in and tell Mr. McMahon what he's doing without any worry. Oh, God. JBL says Paul Heyman could quite possibly be the greatest manager ever. Yeah, no, I don't think so. He could be. Yes, he could be. Is he in contention for it? Absolutely not. Although he was closer when he was dressed as Paul Bearer. I mean, just three off the top of my head. Trish Stratus when she was a manager. Vicky Guerrero, even though she's annoying, that's her character, she was better. Natalia when she was with David Hart Smith and Tyson Kidd. Yes, you can see my pitbull there in the back. They're still trying to push Fandango, okay? I still like how Jericho says it's Fondage, Durango, or Fundungo, or whatever. To me, Fandango is one of those characters who is a failure, but his persona is to not admit that he is. Gosh. I mean, every time Fandango is on TV, I just want to switch the channel over to something more interesting like golfer, you know? Fandango is just not interesting at all. The only person in the company right now who's probably less interesting than Fandango is Santino. So, as to be expected, the Shield did another one of their little camera bits where it's like, Ambrose, Rollins, Reigns, ooh. Again, I'm just hoping they lose. They probably won't, but I'm hoping they will, just so we can be done with it. Groups like this aren't meant to last. It's meant to get the talent out there, push them, and since they've actually had individual matches, so it's time for the group to break up. Yes, this was probably, very sadly, the highlight of the night. Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes dressed as Rose Clay and Tensai. Then you have Nicole and Brie as Cameron and Naomi. The announcers were making comments saying they had padding. Yes, they did. They apparently were wearing pads in the rear. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying that was too much, or they didn't need to do it, or they're fine the way they are. It's mudslinging. That's all it is. Bell Twins are trying to insult Cameron and Naomi, okay? Honestly, even though the Bell Twins would probably win, it'd be something for them to, like, at least get the Diva Division some credit, you know? And yes, since I know some people will eventually be asking about this. I will post a picture of one of the Bell twins wearing padding. God. So, if you guys are interested in the Hall of Fame, I still think the celebrity wing is an insult to it, but there's no fight in it. It's going to be around. It's there to stay. Donald Trump will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he was apparently one of the original promoters and supporters of WrestleMania. Which is true, yes, if it is. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But it's the celebrities like Drew Carey, who was on one episode and eliminated himself from the Royal Rumble, that make me feel like the celebrity ring is an insult. I know there's controversy over Jack Swagger's match at WrestleMania. I mean, I personally wanted to win. What's the point of bringing him back if he's just going to lose? I mean, it seems like the common idea would be that since he beat Kofi Kingston tonight with the Patriot Act, Kofi Kingston taps, one would think that they're building steam for Swagger to win, but the way the company works, it makes the underdog win most of the time, the good guy, which would be Del Rio in this case. Now, why is Del Rio a face? I didn't like him as a heel, but he's just crashing and burning as a face. Honestly, I think what he needs to do is go and be one of those anti-face people like Randy Orton and drop Ricardo. Have Ricardo actually do something for himself, you know? I mean, get rid of Brad Maddox and have him be the assistant manager, or put him on commentary, make him a ref, or give him some chance at wrestling, even if it's a squash match. You know, even for SmackDown, this was a little disappointing. I know, it's got a recap. It's the last actual televised thing before Mania, but there's only 2 matches. This is why SmackDown is the second flagship. They put all their talent into Raw, try to tie up loose ends, but then making more questions than they answer. And SmackDown is doomed to recap Raw all the time. Now, my predictions have pretty much stayed the same, with the exception of 2. Yes, I believe Swagger will win, but there's going to be some people that are upset about it. Boo-hoo. Again, what's the point of bringing him back if he's just going to lose? Plain and simple. And yes, the last time Jack Swagger was actually on a televised match, well, it was right before he quit back when AJ Lee was general manager. Now, again, given some info from other people, I seriously think that The Rock will indeed win against Cena, which means, yes, we have to put up with them feuding and cutting horrible promos until the next pay-per-view. Honestly, I think what needs to happen is Cena needs to win, Rock needs to go off and do whatever, maybe make a moderate appearance like he is now, but quit acting like he's a great one. I know it's one of his nicknames, but the company needs to do away with it and needs to stop depending on the older talent. Now, there's been some rumors circulating, which I would really like to see to come to fruition, of Cena turning heel. He has not been since he was the doctor of Thugonomics back when he first started, which I loved him much better then. But people are going to, oh no, Cena's the face of the company. He's a babyface. He's got to be face. That's what he's known for. That's why he's popular. He's the only reason the show is doing as well as it is. Honestly, one person does not make the company. Besides, I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that Cena's character as being a face, or super babyface, I guess, is getting stale. And it seems like he may be actually turning heel. But again, the company's probably just going to screw with us, make it seem like one thing, and then do another. Okay, so I will indeed be watching WrestleMania, and I'll be watching the pre-show. I could technically stream them to you guys, but I'm not doing that because I don't want to get in trouble for doing something like that. So, I don't know if I'll do a short little recap for the pre-show, or if I'll just include it with WrestleMania recap. But, yep. This is Clergyman Gray, or for Raw and SmackDown recap, WWEcritic1, signing off. I will see you guys after WrestleMania.